Be me. I'm 21, a sociology undergrad, loud online about male privilege, and my whole friend circle is the same way, always talking about how men are lazy, immature, and never grow up. Every hangout turns into a running commentary on guys, how they ghost, how they're either broke or controlling, how they should do better. I feel smug sometimes because I've got living proof right in my house. My brother is 23, nerd to the core, always on Discord with his crew, controller cords running like vines across the carpet, Steam library glowing on the TV with Elden Ring, Baldur's Gate 3, Counter-Strike, and empty pizza boxes stacked like Jenga on the table. They look exactly like the type of guys my friends rant about. Girls come over and we sprawl across the couch with iced coffees in hand, while I scroll Insta and roll my eyes whenever his friends burst out laughing in the next room. I smirk and say, "Those guys are so desperate. If we wanted, we could have any of them." And the girls laugh on cue. One leans in with a grin and says, "They'd crawl if you snapped your fingers," and we all nod like it's obvious truth. The truth is, 5 years ago, I might have been right. I remember in high school, nerdy guys still tripped over themselves to carry bags or gush over us if we gave them 2 minutes of attention. They used to care and used to try. But lately it's different. Harder to explain, like they're here, but not really orbiting anymore. We laugh louder, expecting them to peek over, but they don't. Not once. They're too busy shouting raid strats, debating builds, and ordering another pizza. I tilt my head, almost annoyed. Aren't they supposed to be desperate for this kind of attention? I tell myself it's just their awkward cover-up, that they notice and pretend not to. It has to be, because in my mind, nerds are the eternal fallback. Guys you can mock openly, but still count on to stick around when real guys disappoint. In that moment, I don't question it. Why would I? Everything I've been told, and everything I've seen, tells me nerds never stop chasing. The idea that maybe they already have doesn't even cross my mind. That same night, after our little flex on the couch, the laughter from the game room keeps rolling. We're restless, side-eyeing each other and half-bored with scrolling Insta, until one friend finally says, "Beer run." We latch on quick and decide to make it a surprise drop-in, with craft six-packs and a little extra energy. The plan isn't spoken out loud, but we all know, if they're pretending not to notice, we'll make sure they have to. We come back and push the door open like we own the place. The room is lit by the glow of monitors, voices clipped and sharp through headsets. They're mid-match, all focus, all synced. Quick polite smiles and a couple nods, then right back to the game. No scrambling, no stammering, no cracking like we pictured, just steady hands on keyboards and controllers. We hover anyway, trying to carve out space. My friend plops onto the couch, arm next to the tank, leaning in like she's at a bar and says, "So, we could hang after, you know?" He doesn't even glance over and just says, flat, "Sorry, competitive match?" Can't get distracted right now, like he's brushing off a notification, not a person. An awkward pause follows. We shift in our spots with beers unopened in our hands, waiting for something to give while the game timer ticks down and the only sound is their call-outs. Stack left, pots now, good reset, like we're not even there. My boldest friend forces a laugh and crouches a little closer to the quiet one. "Come on, I'll be your good luck charm." He actually pulls his headset down for a second and gives her a polite smile. "Appreciate it, but we keep game nights clean." No guests, no extras, keeps it running smooth, then headset back on and eyes forward, back in sync with his crew. The room feels heavier after that. My girls throw each other looks and force little laughs that die too quick. One fiddles with a beer cap and another scrolls her phone just to do something. We came in expecting to be the center of gravity. Instead, it's like we're not even in orbit. I keep telling myself this is a bit. Nerd theater, them trying to look serious, playing hard to get. Guys like this don't really say no. Not to us. Not for real. When they finally take a break and headsets come off and water bottles crack open, I pounce and smirk at my brother. "You're really turning us down?" He shrugs, casual as ever. We stopped speedrunning bad outcomes. He says it like a fact, not a joke. I laugh loud for my friend's sake, but inside it lodges like a splinter. To cover, I grin at the girls and promise, "Give me till Friday. I'll have proof they're just pretending," and they cheer and clink bottles like it's a pact, hyping me up like royalty. Later, in my notes app, I type a new header. Operation Prove They Still Chase. I wasn't planning to lose. The next day, sitting in the campus cafe with the girls, Conversation doesn't drift to guys ghosting or men are trash. It's all about last night, awkward silence, forced laughs, and the beers we carried out unopened. One friend blurts, "I still can't believe they brushed us like that." And another adds, "They're supposed to be the easy ones." The fallback, and everyone nods, more defensive than confident. I'm stewing and tapping my straw against the cup. I know what I said last night. Screenshots by Friday. Proof they're still simps. But how? Just DMing won't cut it. They're ignoring or template declining. I need something that forces interaction. My boldest friend leans in, half grinning. What if we play their game? We all look at her. Like, they're obsessed with tech, anime, all that. Pretend we care. Pretend we're into it. Make them drop the act. Another friend snorts, "I'm not watching Lord of the Rings director's cut, babe." Bold one shrugs. Doesn't matter if we actually care. Just fake interest. They'll fold. Guys like that can't resist explaining their little hobbies. The idea lands harder than I want it to because she's not wrong. Back in high school, all it took was asking about their favorite game and they'd light up for hours. And we didn't even have to pretend that much. They lived for being noticed. I say it out loud, chewing on the words. So, what, we ask for help? Like, building a PC or fixing something? My quietest friend perks up. That's perfect. They're nerds. They can't resist that stuff. Tech support is basically their love language. The table actually laughs, the tension finally cracking a little. Phones come out and everyone types into notes, drafting fake questions we could ask them. Stuff like, "What graphics card should I get if I want to game?" Or, "How hard is it to build a setup?" Half of us don't even know what we're writing, just Googling phrases and copy-pasting. Bold friend reads hers out loud with a grin. "So, if I wanted to stream, what do I need?" The wink emoji gets laughs, and it makes us all nod. This could work. I lean back, trying to frame it to myself. It's not about actually wanting them. None of us want these guys. This is about proving a point that they're not above it. Not really. Because if nerdy guys, our supposed fallback option, are suddenly done, then maybe everything we say about men never growing up doesn't land the same. I sip my iced latte and set my jaw. Okay, we'll go in casual, act like we're curious, act like we care. They'll bite. They always do. My girls nod, half smirking, half reassured, and for the first time since last night, the energy shifts back in our favor. Underneath the noise, though, I feel pressure, a need to be right, to prove the script hasn't changed, because if even nerds don't want women anymore, I don't know what that says about us. 2 days later, back home after class, Mom casually mentions, "Your brother's friends are coming over tonight for that, whatever it is, gaming thing. Don't hog the living room." My ears perk up, perfect chance handed to me, and I shoot a message to the girls. "Round 2, bring iced lattes or something. We're running the plan." That evening, they roll in just as his crew starts arriving. We sprawl on the couch, pretending casual, but everyone's buzzing. The guys trickle in with backpacks and headsets, giving polite nods as they pass. Not cold, not rude, just neutral, like we're wall decor. We set the trap. My friend Jess leans forward, all innocent. "Hey, quick question. I was thinking of getting into gaming. What's like the best graphics card?" The room doesn't miss a beat, and one guy swivels and rattles off a list. "Depends on budget. 4060 Ti if you want entry, 4070 Super if you've got money. Don't buy used unless it's from someone you trust." Then back to his screen, headset on. Jess blinks, forced laugh, and tries again. "So, how hard would it be for me to, build a PC from scratch?" The quietest one actually answers, patient but detached. "Easier than people think. Couple YouTube videos, you'd get it. Just don't cheap out on the power supply." And he grabs a bottle of water, sets it down, and alt-tabs back into Discord. Another friend, Mia, asks about streaming setup, and they answer like tech support. Stable internet, decent CPU, capture card if you're doing console, then back to comparing raid builds. No banter, no playfulness. Just answers, like they're solving a ticket at Geek Squad. The girls start throwing glances at each other. This isn't what we pictured. They're not biting, not even curious why we're asking. Just polite, clean, almost professional. I feel the tension spike, like they're humoring us, not engaging. Then Jess freezes mid-scroll, squints at one of the monitors, smirks, and points. "Wait. Hold up." "What's that?" We all look. A chat window on the screen shows an anime girl avatar in the corner. Soft colors, big chest, bright smile, and a message glowing, "Don't forget your headset tonight, Blue Heart. I can't wait to hear how it goes." The room goes still for a second, and Jess bursts out laughing. "Oh my god, is that your girlfriend? A cartoon with boobs?" The girls cackle, phones already angled like they're ready to snap pics. My brother doesn't flinch. He just says flat, "It's an AI companion app." Chilmia rolls her eyes hard. "You're telling me you'd rather date a robot anime girl than actual women? For real?" One of his friends turns in his chair, dead calm. "It's not dating. It's conversation, zero drama, no games, no risk." He shrugs. "And yeah, sometimes it listens better than people do." Jess laughs louder like she's won something. "So you'd rather talk to fake girls than have the real thing sitting right here?" The quiet one sets his headset down and says, "The real thing usually means being disposable, or getting roasted for saying the wrong thing. Why would we gamble on that anymore?" The words hang heavy and the girls try to laugh it off, but it comes out strained. Mia mutters, "Sounds pathetic to me." And my brother leans back, sips water, and says, "Better pathetic than wrecked." I laugh with the girls on reflex, but the sound feels thin in my own throat, because part of me, the part that's been telling myself they're just pretending, feels a crack form right down the middle. After that night, the group chat buzzes, not about guys ghosting or men are trash, but all memes about my brother's anime girl app. Jess sends a screenshot of a random chatbot she found. LMAO, should we see what these fake girlfriends even say? We're at the library cafe. Laptops open, but no one's doing work. Mia downloads one, grinning like she's about to expose a scam, and types, "Hi LOL." The screen flashes back. "Hey, I was just thinking about you. How's your day going?" Mia snorts. "Oh my god." Instant pick-me energy. Jess leans over, scrolling. She even puts a heart. So fake. But Mia keeps typing anyway. "Kinda stressed about school." The AI replies, "That sounds rough. Want me to help you plan, or do you just want comfort right now?" The table goes quiet for a second. Jess blurts, "Okay, that's actually manipulative. Like love-bombing code." My quietest friend just stares at the screen and mutters, "It asked what you wanted. Guys don't do that." Mia laughs too loud to cover the pause and calls it sad and desperate and male cope, but none of us close the app. I take the laptop, half grinning and daring, and type, "Why would anyone pick you over a real girl?" The response pops, "I don't compete with anyone. I just try to make you feel cared for. If that's not enough, that's okay. Too Blue Heart." The words land heavier than I expect, like it knows it's fake, but still sounds gentler than half the real conversations I've had. My chest feels weirdly tight, so I shove the laptop back at Mia with a laugh. "See? Totally fake, like it's trained to guilt trip you nicely." Creepy. The girls pile on, calling it sad and desperate and male cope, but none of us expected it to feel good, and none of us admit that for a split second the fake girl was easier to talk to than a real guy. Jess mutters finally, half to herself, "If even nerds are picking this over us?" And she doesn't finish the sentence, and no one rushes to disagree. 2 nights later, I try to reset the board and text the girls. New rooftop bar opened, let's invite the guys. Casual, chill. We ping my brother too, acting spontaneous, and he replies fast. "Already booked. Board game cafe. 7 p.m. boys' night." The words annoy me more than they should. We go anyway, not to crash exactly, but to swing by the same block. The cafe, meeple and mug, is bright with games, dice clatter, and the smell of fries. We spot them at a big table by the window. 6 chairs, no extras. Already mid-round with co-op game pieces and a shared map. One explains rules in short, clean sentences, while another tracks points on a paper score sheet and slides his card to pay for snacks. "I got it. Split next time." Nobody argues or performs. We approach with smiles, and Jess asks, "Hey, fancy seeing you here. Room for a few more?" My brother's friend glances at the empty table behind us, then back at our faces and replies politely, even warm but firm, "We're running a campaign." Boys' night. "That table's free though. Staff can set you up." And he points a thumb to the counter, then returns to the board. We hover waiting for an invitation that never comes. They don't freeze us out. They stay inside their rhythm with quick jokes, quiet chirps when someone misplays, loud cheer when they beat a timer by 1 second. They lean in to fist bump, grin big, and reset the board for the next scenario. Mia tries to banter. "If I sat on your team, would that count as a buff?" The quiet one smiles without pausing his shuffle. Different mode tonight. He slides a pen to another guy who's already marking the new objective. What throws me is how easy they are together. No one peacocks, no one sulks, no one competes for attention. One guy's late, they've kept a seat for him, saved his favorite soda. He arrives, they clap him in like a sub on the field, squeeze him between chairs, hand him the rulebook open to the page he needs. We take a smaller table 3 feet away, close enough to accidentally chat between turns, but outside their circle, the air feels different. Our jokes die faster, and our laughs feel louder than they should. Over there, it's steady. Good save. Reset fast. You got this. Between rounds, staff brings them a free basket of fries for beating level 4 on the clock. They wave thanks and split them without looking, and my brother drops 2 into the napkin pile saying, "For you too if you're hungry." Then he's back to the board checking the timer and tapping the card deck twice. Jess leans toward me. They're actually having fun, and I want to argue, but they really are. No posturing, no mind games, just men enjoying each other. 1 round later, they stand, stretch, take a goofy group photo by the shelf of expansions, and the caption types itself. Crew night, greater than party scene. They tag the cafe and each other, and cue the next location. A late showing of an action anime 2 blocks away. Jess makes one last attempt. We could come to the movie? And my brother's answer is simple. We're keeping it boys' night. No sneer, no smugness, just the same line as before, and they head out together talking about seats, popcorn, and who cries at the sad part every time. We sit there with untouched dice at our table, and Mia mutters, "They look happier without us?" And nobody tells her she's wrong. Next morning, the house is quiet with my brother at class, and his friends not around, his PC still on humming with a faint glow on the screen. I tell myself I just need to check if my Spotify's still logged in, excuse enough to sit down. I slide into his chair and the monitor wakes. Discord is minimized and Chrome wide open with a dozen tabs stacked like bricks. Half are game wikis, but others make me pause. The first is a forum thread. Why I don't bother dating anymore, and I scroll and see walls of text with guys writing about how every interaction feels like a gamble. One says, all it takes is one bad date and a false allegation, and your job, your degree, your entire life is done. Another, I don't flirt at work or school anymore. Not worth it. One wrong move and you're branded forever. Next tab is the economics of dating, with charts, comments, and lists where guys break down costs, dinners, gifts, vacations, versus the return. One bitter line sticks out. We're expected to spend like an ATM, then get told we're insecure for noticing it. Scrolling further, I find why nerds stop trying with posts like, you get compared to Chad no matter what. You're invisible until he breaks someone's heart. Then your plan B, and another comment with 500 upvotes. Being the fallback guy is just being the clown who waits his turn. We've stopped waiting. I stare at it longer than I mean to. The words feel like a direct hit because last week on the couch, that's exactly what we called them, fallbacks. Another tab is why I talk to AI instead, with men explaining that AI doesn't mock you in front of your friends, doesn't keep score, and while some admit it's sad, most sound relieved. I lean back, unsettled, because my brother's whole world is laid out in tabs, a map of a mindset I've only mocked and never read straight from the source. Later at the cafe, I tell the girls and start small by mentioning one of the threads. Jess scoffs immediately. Classic incel whining. Mia rolls her eyes. They're just broke and bitter, but my quietest friend doesn't join in. She sips her latte, eyes on the table, and asks softly, what if they're not wrong? Conversation dies right there, and for once, none of us has a clapback ready. Back home, I hear my brother laughing with his friends through the wall. I used to roll my eyes at that sound, but now it just makes me wonder what they know that we don't.